Did you know that 90% of startups fail? But what if we told you there's a method that could drastically improve your odds? Welcome to the world of startups. It's a world filled with dreams, passion, and innovation, but also a world fraught with harsh realities. A staggering 90% of startups don't make it. They burn bright, then burn out, often leaving their founders in the ashes of their failed dreams. So, what separates the 10% that succeed from the rest? Is there a secret formula? A magic bullet? Enter Eric Ries, an American entrepreneur, blogger, and author who has developed a methodology that might just be the answer many budding entrepreneurs are seeking. He calls it the lean startup. It's not about being frugal or cutting corners. It's about combining startup lessons with lean manufacturing principles to create a powerful approach to entrepreneurship. Firstly, the lean startup advocates for the minimum viable product or MVP approach. Think of it as a stripped-down version of your product, one that carries the essential features that solve the problem at hand. Take Uber, for example. Its MVP was a simple app that connected drivers with riders. No fancy features, no bells and whistles. Or Dropbox, which started with a basic file-sharing service. Both these startups then built on their MVPs based on real user feedback and market demands. Similarly, Figma and Slack began with basic versions of their products. Figma offered a simple collaborative interface design tool, and Slack provided a streamlined communication platform. These MVPs allowed them to test their business models and navigate the uncertainties of the market. The MVP approach is all about learning what your customers truly want. It's about maximizing that feedback loop and minimizing the risk of developing features that customers may not want or need. Remember, it's not about being perfect out of the gate. It's about being good enough to test the waters, gather data, and iterate. With an MVP, you're not wasting resources on features that customers may not want or need. Secondly, the lean startup encourages a cycle of continuous innovation. In a rapidly evolving business landscape, sticking to the status quo is a surefire recipe for stagnation. Instead, companies need to foster a culture of ongoing improvement and adaptation, always looking for ways to refine their products and services. Take the example of Jeff Lawson, co-founder of Twilio. He emphasizes the importance of listening to frontline engineers when it comes to product development. These are the people who are deeply involved in the process, with a keen understanding of what works and what doesn't. Their insights can help prevent costly missteps and keep the innovation cycle alive. But it's not just about avoiding pitfalls. Continuous innovation also means seizing new opportunities, experimenting with fresh ideas, and leveraging emerging technologies. It's about taking calculated risks, learning from failures, and turning insights into actionable strategies. So, whether it's tweaking a product feature, revamping a customer service process, or exploring new market segments, the key is to keep pushing the boundaries, keep challenging the norms, and keep fueling the engine of innovation. Remember, it's not enough to innovate once. Businesses must keep innovating to stay ahead. Thirdly, feedback loops play a crucial role in the lean startup methodology. So, what exactly are feedback loops? Imagine them as a continuous cycle of learning and improvement, a process that helps companies understand their customers' needs better. It begins by launching a product or service, collecting customer feedback, analyzing it, and then making necessary adjustments. This cycle is repeated over and over again, ensuring that businesses stay in tune with what their customers want and need. For instance, if a particular feature of your product isn't working as desired, customer feedback will help you identify the issue. You can then refine that feature and relaunch it, continuing the cycle. Feedback loops are also an effective way to prevent costly errors. Remember the case of GE's Jeff Immelt and the critical design flaw in a new engine? It was a frontline engineer's feedback that led to the correct, albeit costly, decision. Feedback loops are not just about identifying problems, though. They also highlight what's working well so that these successful elements can be amplified. In essence, feedback loops provide valuable insights that can lead to continuous improvement, innovation, and ultimately, customer satisfaction. They keep businesses agile, allowing them to adapt quickly to changing customer preferences and market conditions. Feedback loops allow you to learn from your customers and make necessary changes rapidly. Fourthly, the lean startup emphasizes the concept of validated learning. Picture this. You're in a foggy forest with multiple paths. Which one do you choose? You could guess, or you could gather clues and make an educated decision. Similarly, in the chaotic and uncertain environment of startups, validated learning serves as the compass. It's the process of testing a hypothesis about your product, measuring the results, and learning from them. It's not just about learning something new, but learning something that's relevant and actionable for your business. Take the case of Twilio co-founder Jeff Lawson. He emphasized the importance of honest feedback, particularly from the frontline engineers. Their technical expertise and attention to detail helped avoid costly missteps. That's validated learning in action. So, validated learning isn't about going full steam ahead with your initial ideas. It's about constantly questioning, testing, and adjusting your course based on the feedback you receive. It's about making informed decisions that help avoid costly mistakes. Remember, in the world of startups, the costliest mistake isn't financial, it's the lost time. Time that could have been spent building something that customers actually want. Validated learning helps entrepreneurs to not just learn, but learn what's essential. Fifthly, the lean startup introduces the critical decision of pivot or persevere. Imagine standing at a crossroads. One path leads further down the road you've been traveling, while the other veers off in a new direction. This is the crux of the pivot or persevere dilemma. It's a decision-making point where startups need to decide whether to continue with their existing strategy or change direction based on the learnings they've accumulated. This decision is not one to be taken lightly. It's often based on the feedback and validated learning that the startup has gathered. Perhaps the market isn't responding to the product as expected, or maybe the startup has discovered a more lucrative opportunity in a slightly different direction. It's a delicate balance, a dance between sticking to your guns and knowing when to adapt. This decision can make or break a startup, making it one of the most critical lessons of the lean startup. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the bravest thing an entrepreneur can do is admit that it's time to change course. Other times, it's about having the tenacity to stay the course, even when the going gets tough. It's about being agile, adaptable, and above all, open to learning from every experience. Finally, the last two lessons of the lean startup are the build, measure, learn cycle and innovation accounting. Let's delve into these integral concepts. The build, measure, learn cycle is a continuous loop that promotes efficiency and effectiveness in startups. It begins with building a minimal viable product or a simple version of your idea. Once this product is out in the world, it's time to measure. Gather data, observe how customers interact with your product, and gain as much feedback as possible. The final step is to learn, analyze the collected data, and learn from it. If the product isn't meeting customer needs, it's time to pivot and make necessary changes. Now, on to innovation accounting. It's a different way of evaluating progress in a startup where traditional metrics may not apply. It helps startups to measure and present their growth and learning in a quantifiable manner. It's all about looking at the real impact of product developments and improvements on customer behavior. It ensures that entrepreneurs aren't just creating for the sake of it, but are making changes that truly enhance customer experience and satisfaction. These final lessons tie together all previous concepts, providing a comprehensive strategy for startup success. So those are the 7 key lessons from the lean startup. We delved into the harsh reality of startups, the merits of the minimum viable product approach, and the unstoppable force of continuous innovation. We discovered the importance of feedback loops in refining products and services and the value of validated learning in driving growth. We explored the pivot or persevere dilemma that every startup faces and the effectiveness of the build, measure, learn cycle and innovation accounting in maintaining sustainability and efficiency. These principles, when applied, can revolutionize the way you approach your entrepreneurial ventures. They encourage a mindset of flexibility, resilience, and constant learning, which are key to navigating the unpredictable world of startups. Now here's a question for you. Which of these lessons do you find most applicable to your startup journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content like this.